Kasi remember, I don't know if you have listened to the recording. Kasi ang dami nagtatanong kahit mga hindi pa natin kasama sa partnership. They are asking yung question na, paano wala naman kaming pera, utangin din namin yung aming pang-invest? Anong benefit sa amin nun? Right? Ang daming ganong klaseng questions. And I was like, they don't really see the point here. And hindi nila parang ay alam yung idea na, oh, the bank will gonna help us invests. The government will gonna give us tax benefits. Hindi nila nakikita yon. And it's really as in a parang in a normal cycle ng buhay natin, hindi naman talaga natin basta-basta maiintindihan to unless we explore yung business side or magkaroon tayo ng investment. Doon natin yan maiintindihan. I'm gonna share my screen. Simula tayo ng ating session with a little bit of education ulit. Okay, let's listen to Uncle. Let's dive in. Ano yung pinaka-importanting reasons? We have to really listen to this over and over and over again. So our understanding will be much deeper than kung ano lang yung sabi-sabi, diba? Okay, let's start. I want you to have your pen handy para makapag-jot down kayo ng notes because there's a very good information that he will gonna share here. Let's go.
So let's talk about, if you're not already committed, why apartments are my favorite investment. If they're not yours yet, let me do a little more selling. Admittedly, I am a coward. I said this earlier when it comes to investing. I don't want to lose money. And this is...
Sino sa atin ang matapang sa investment? Taas ang kamay. Alam ko si Brian matapang yan sa investment. Takot ako eh. That's maybe the reason why I started late. Takot ako sa investing. I acknowledge it in front of you. Hindi ako basta sumasabak sa investing. And very ako doon. As Uncle said, coward. So I think I believe majority of us are too. Diba? So let's listen to this.
The number one reason I love apartments. Everything I have today worked for hard to get. Everything I have today, I have had to work extremely hard to get. Probably like you. And I'm extremely protective of those things I have worked so hard for. Like you, I feel like I've worked really, really hard for my money. It didn't come easy. I'm not a lucky person. And the last thing I ever want to do is blow my money. I was taught to have respect for money. My dad taught me the value of money, and he stressed to me continuously the need to be disciplined and responsible with money once earned. I still remember the quarter my dad trusted me with at the age of 8. I lost it when I was playing with it, and will never forget my dad saying, never play with money. Don't play with money. Don't waste money. Money doesn't grow on trees, and never lose money. I know how hard a person has to work to ever have any extra money. I didn't come for money. I started from zero. I've had massive appreciation for anyone who can accumulate wealth over their lifetime. There's another level to money that most people never learn, and that is the art of multiplying. And you can't multiply money if you lose it. This is the genius of money. Multiplying money is the genius and why I love apartments. Number one, I can't lose my money in them when picked right. And number two, I have the ability to multiply with my money. Apartments provide a safe place to keep your money, receive income, and then multiply. So the three combinations, I don't lose my money, I have income, and I get the opportunity to multiply, are three great reasons why I am so bullish on apartments. All the requirements necessary to create wealth are present in this vehicle. You know, Warren Buffett said, the first rule of investing is don't lose money. Number two rule, don't forget rule number one. Warren's also quoted for saying, never invest in anything with the idea that it's okay to lose money. These are what the wealthy do. They don't lose money. And they don't speculate on things saying, okay, well, if we lose a little bit, it's okay. See, these simple concepts have shaped my commitment to investing in apartments and investing, period. And that's why apartments are the best thing for me. So let's see if apartments pass the Warren Buffett's test of don't lose money, never lose money. If you forget rule number one, go back to rule number two on rule number one, which is don't lose money. Look, when you buy an apartment building that produces positive cash flow in excess of the cost to manage it, will that property be there tomorrow and in the future would be my question for you. If it's going to be there in the future, if it's going to be there next month, next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, in a good part of your city, and it provided you with cash flow while you were there, how could you possibly lose your money? Look, we all know the value of money goes down over time. That's called depreciation. Paper becomes useless. Before it even depreciates, you could lose it. Something could happen to it. Fire can destroy it, okay? You could lose it off of a boat. You could lose it because somebody stole it. You could misplace it. But what we know for sure is even if you don't lose it, it is going down in value. Even if it doesn't get burned up in a fire, it is going down in value. By the way, cash in a fire is not replaceable by your insurance, okay? Most people would agree that real assets, real hard assets in good locations, particularly like the one behind me, will go up in value over time. See, this passes Warren Buffett's first two rules. Number one, don't lose money. Number two, never forget rule number one.
Tandaan natin yun kay Warren Buffett. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. We have no ways of losing money following his criteria. Sunod tayo dun. Sunod tayo.
Now look at Warren's next criteria. Look at what he's actually bought, not just what he says. He buys companies that always produce cash flow. He buys Coca-Cola, produces cash flow every month. See's Candy, people buy candy, throw it away, buy some more candy. Burlington Railroad, Wells Fargo, Apple. Did I say Coca-Cola? Yes, I did. How about this? American Express. These companies produce cash flow, positive cash flow every month. Look at a company like Apple Computer. Has all these different products, big, wide top, that produces a lot of cash flow going down to the bottom. Contrary to popular belief, Warren Buffett is not an investor in stocks. He invests in companies that are indestructible, that have proven they're indestructible going forward. They produce dependable cash flow. They're valued on their cash flow and their future cash flow. And because of those three things, they will appreciate in value over time into the future due to their ability, again, to produce cash flow. Warren Buffett uses a depreciating asset, cash, going down in value every day to buy assets, real companies that produce more of this depreciating asset called cash. How do you keep up with $100 that's going down in value? Get the 100 to have more babies, okay? Why is the golden goose valuable? Because it has little baby geese or gold, okay? Now understand that most of us cannot take major positions in Coca-Cola, Wells Fargo, or American Express. You can't buy 10 or 15 million or $150 million position in Apple Computer. And that's why guys like me and you buy apartments. Here's the 4 major reasons I love apartments. Number 1, they're real assets. It's not paper. It can't be burned up easily. By the way, that 31 acres behind me, that 346 units, yeah, one building could catch on fire. And maybe I lose 2 units. I'm not going to get a fire to take down 346 units all in one fire. These are real assets. It's not paper junk, fiat. They can't be easily replaced. To build that again, I need concrete. I need trucks. I need, what else? I need glass. I need stucco. I need lots of planning. I need permits. Okay, they're real assets, not paper. They can't be easily replaced. I need a piece of land for them to go on. I need them approved by the city and the state. Number 2, why do I love apartments? They produce positive cash flow. That deal behind me is going to probably produce 6% cash flow in year 1. Over the next 10 years, rents might go up, which is why I love apartments. Number 3, apartments appreciate as rents go up. This is called your multiplier. This is why I get the explosion out of the top. 1, I get cash flow. Number 1, I don't lose my money. Number 2, I get positive cash flow on my investment dollars. And number 3, when rents rise over time, and they will, okay, as long as I bought the right location, right place, and deliver a good service, the rents over time, even if I don't deliver a good service, I sell the property to somebody else over the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. If there's 3 owners, the third owner will probably have higher rents than I had when I bought it. This is called your multiplier. Because as rents go up, the value of the property goes up. And the 4th reason I love apartments. And the reason that separates it from stocks by itself is called the leverage of debt. Okay? For every $1 million I invest in that apartment deal, I own $3 to $4 million worth of real estate. You can't do that in stocks. When you buy $1 million worth of stock, you need to pay $1 million for it. Okay, yeah, you could have some margin, but that means they have your money sitting in an account to cover your margin. When I buy a $1 million real estate portfolio, when I have $1 million to put down on a piece of real estate, I can get $3 million worth of real estate. Behind me, I put $32 million down. I own $92 million worth of property. You cannot do that in stocks. Listen to what I just said. It's called leverage of debt. Okay, with $32 million, I can be worth $100 million. $32 million buys a $100 million position. Listen to what I'm telling you now, because right now what I'm doing is I'm showing you the single vehicle on this planet, the only vehicle where you can take 30 cents and turn it into $1, just like that.
Ang ganda, no? Great information. What have we learned? 4 main reasons. Number 1, Jason, what's number 1?
What? Never lose money?
Never lose money. Never lose money. Yun yung kay Warren Buffett na sinasabing, rule number 1, never lose money. And then rule number 2, don't forget.
Do not forget it.
Never lose money. Number 2,
It's a real asset.
real asset, and it produces.
Provides cash flow.
Yeah, that's number 2. Relate ako dito dun sa ginawa natin. Number 3, rent goes up in value, and because of that, it becomes our multiplier. Alam niyo yung number 3 na to. You're gonna learn more of this possibly our next sessions, yung sa infinite return na tinatawag. Great multiplier that you can multiply your money in a span of time when the rents go up. And then number 4 is what? Yung sinabi ni Brian. Leverage. Hindi ka pareho ng investments on stocks that when you buy $1 million worth of stock, you just pay $1 million. That's it. Wala siyang leverage. And in an apartment complex, just like we did, naglabas tayo ng 1.5 million, but we have 5 million worth of assets. So, yung sinasabi niya, yung 30 cents just turned into $1. Just like what the bank requires us, 30% down payment, but we have the full apartment building, diba? Which is worth 5 million. So that's how it is. Ganun kaganda ang real estate. Well, we also have that in a sense sa mga bahay, diba? But again, it's the number of doors. Sa bahay, tayo lang ang nakatira. Tayo ang nagbabayad. Kahit meron kang rental na isa, so still, it's just one. At taas ng magiging vacancy natin pag nawala yung isa na yun. But apartment buildings with many doors, great investment. Great investment. So, it's good that we will learn this information right now, and then moving forward, we will keep on doing things. That's that, no? Ang apartment investing is one of a kind. The single most, in-emphasize talaga ni Grant yung the single most investment na available in the planet. Grabe siya, ganon siya kabilib sa multifamily. Ganon siya kabilib doon. And you're gonna understand it more kapag ka nakita yung, understand niyo yung numbers. Can we do some calculation here? Come work with me. Let's do 200. Tingnan nga natin Brian, labas niyo yung calculator niyo. Let's do some calculations. 32 times 200. How much? 6,400. Tama ba? Times 12, 76,800. Divided by 5%. Anong nakamap niyo?
1,536,000.
So that's 1,536,000. Alam niyo kung bakit ko tinanong yun sa inyo? That is actually yung 200 is $200. Bibigyan ko lang kayo ng idea ng infinite return na tinatawag. Okay? Infinite return. We're talking about in the next, sabihin natin 10 years na lang. 10 years. Ilang taon na ako noon. Okay, let's do this in 10 years time. Yung 200 dyan is the rent raised. Ibig sabihin, in the next 10 years, tataas ba ng $200 ang rent? Sa tingin nyo? Yung nagbabayad ng 1,100 ngayon, magbabayad sila ng 1,300 in the next 10 years. Tama ba? Pwede, no? Pwede. Kasi nung nagsimula ako sa real estate, but that was 15 years ago. Ang rent lang na pinag-uusapan namin noon was, I think sila Mike, when I met them at nung binili namin sila ng bahay. Mike, tama ba? Ang rent nyo noon is how much? Was it nasa 900?
Like, what do you mean rent?
Yung rent nyo doon?
Sa apartment?
Oh, how?
Ano yun eh, maliit yun, Mel, kasi co-op siya.
Okay.
Dahil nasa 1,000 na rin.
Pero
Co-op pa yun
Oo, 1,000 na rin. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So, pero ilang taon nga kayo doon, Mike?
3 years. 2 years on our own, tapos 1 year with yung sa grandfather ni Mina.
Okay. So, nagsimula kayo ng magkano doon?
1,000 na.
1,000. Pero nung after 3 years, 1,000 pa rin ba?
No, hindi namin mahal. Kasi ako yung parang ng building nun eh. Meron akong nakukuhang discount dahil ako yung parang caretaker ng building na in-appoint. Binote pala.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Who's been here renting before? Sila bro, bahay ang rental unit, ang rental niya house yun side by side, di ba bro Edwin? And you stayed there for how many years nga bro?
Yeah, parang nag-rent kami ng 3 years doon. Pero house yun na parang side by side ba yun? Or parang ganun, duplex or something.
Magkano yung first rent nyo tapos magkano nung kayo umalis?
Yeah, malaki yun. Parang at that time we're renting at 1,400. Tapos I think nung after 2 years, mga 1,600.
So less than 3 years, maas ng $200.
Yeah.
So feasible siya mangyari, di ba?
Oh yeah. Ang laki ng jump ng rentals ngayon.
Exactly. So ngayon kasi ang naririnig kong rent sa mga newer facility, parang yung single bedroom na nila, ang pinakamura yata is 1,350 to 1,400. Single yon Tapos pag 2 bedrooms, nasa 1,800 na.
Yung sa Marshall Gate, if I may add, dati we have a friend who was renting doon sa Marshall Gate sa may McPhillips. Nag-start lang yata sila doon ng 1,800 and then after 2 years, kaya sila umalis doon, they are now being asked for 2,400.
See, that's right. Kasi ganun ng trending talaga. Ang laki ng demand sa housing. Ang mga facility na more than 1,500, hindi na sila covered ng residential tenancy branch. So, they can raise na walang question ang residential tenancy branch. Yun yung mga newer facility ngayon. Now, the reason why I am bringing up this calculation is, yung $200, sabihin na natin na masyadong malayo yung 10 years. Pero sabihin na natin okay lang, 10 years, no? And then, we have 32. Yung 32 dito is yung units. Now, sa case natin, it's only 28. So, babaguhin natin ang computation. We're gonna go 200 times 28 units. Magkano yon? So, 28 times 200 is 5,600 times 12 months. That gives us 67,200 divided by 5%. Wala ba kayong...
5%.
There you go. I want that question asked. That's the cap rate. Yan ang cap rate ng building natin, nung binili natin. It's actually 5.24. So let's just put it at 5%. Meaning, ito yung, kung walang utang yung building, yun yung income ratio niya sa price. So, ibig sabihin, kapag kinompute natin yung added income, kinuha natin yung cap rate at 5, magkano yung ating, pareho-pareho ba tayo ng numbers? Ba nangyayari dito sa akin ko? Yes, there you go. Pareho-pareho tayo numbers. That's 1.344. That's the added value of the building. Nagets nyo? Magkano natin binili? 5 million. Dahil tumaas ang value niya in 10 years ng 1.344, kung ibebenta man natin siya in 10 years, we are looking at 6,344,000. ang value niya. Now, hindi natin siya ibebenta, papadamihin pa nga natin 'di ba? Ibig sabihin nun, in 10 years time, yung i-down payment natin ngayon, babalik na sa ating lahat. Tama ba? Ang tagal naman. Okay lang yon. Kasi every year naman, kumikita tayo dito Tama ba? And kung matanggap man natin yung infinite return na yan na tinatawag, kuhanin natin ang pera natin, 1.3 million. Atin pa rin yung building. Dire-diretso pa rin yung cash flow. That's the beauty of infinite return. Yun yung sinasabi ni Uncle kanina sa video na a great multiplier. Where in the world that you can find such an opportunity like real estate and multifamily na ganun mag-value yung pera mo or magmumultiply yung pera mo exponentially. It will not happen in stocks. Ang stocks is masyadong volatile. It may not. Pagka tumaas, biglang bumabagsak. So, and it's not as real. Hindi mo nahahawakan. Nandiyan, it's just a stock. Kaya nga stock It's not real stock. Hindi kagaya ng real estate. It's real estate, di ba? So, yun yung advantage. And that's where we are heading. Ganitong klaseng idea ang nasa plate natin ngayon moving forward. Ang hawak nating portfolio na 28 units can give us that kind of valuation in the next 10 years. Okay? Kung 10 years man mangyari yon. Paano kung mangyari yon in 5 years? Di kuhanin natin pera natin in 5 years, bili ulit tayo. Diba? Ganun lang natin papadamihin. And the reason why we really want to grow is yung scale kasi natin Importante na magkaroon tayo ng maraming units. Ang initial, parang ang sarap isipin na meron tayo na 1,000 units, kunwari lang. Para madali mag-compute, para 0, 0, tsaka 1 lang. Tapos $10 per month. Imagine mo. 1,000 units, $10 a month, magkano yung ating monthly passive income. And here's the thing, this is not an active income na nakatrade yung oras natin, yung ating ginagawang serbisyo. It's not that. It is a passive income, meaning it's something that you are not involved talaga, di ba? That's the best way of making money. And it's the cash.
Kahit tulog ka, kumikita ka.
Exactly. Yan din yung sinasabi ni Warren Buffett, di ba? Sabi ni Warren Buffett, hanggat hindi ka nakaka-create ng income na natutulog ka, kumikita ka, you will work until you die.
Sis, curious to know lang ako, yung cap rate ba dictated by market? Depende sa lugar, depende sa zone? So, sino nagdi-dictate ng cap rate?
Correct. Lahat na sinabi mo, it dictates. Location, property type. Well, it's more of mga financial institutions. Appraisers are doing that kind of valuation.
So yung cap rate parang ibig sabihin short for capital appreciation.
Capital rate. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, kunwari, yung ating building na binili, kung pag wala siyang utang, ganun ang yung net income na ma-generate niya, divide
value.
Yun.
Okay.
So, hindi kasama yung kung may utang tayo.
Okay.
Kaya kung meron tayong net income at meron tayong debt, ima-minus muna natin yung debt doon. So, bago tayo magkakaroon ng cash on cash. Pero kung wala tayong utang, yung net income natin, yun na mismo yung cash on cash natin. So, that's the cap rate. That's how that's how it works. 1.3. Alam na natin ang break-even natin. Pagka itong rate natin ng rent ay tumaas ng $200 in X number of years, pwede na tayong mag-refinance. Yay! So, it's gonna be an infinite return. We still own the building. And take note, kumikita tayo every year. Nagka-cash flow tayo every year. Until that time, nasasabihin sa atin, oops, pwede na tayo mag-refinance. And that is, again, a non-taxable event. Walang tax yun. Kung kukuhanin natin yung ating in-invest dito, yung capital contribution, wala siyang tax. Non-taxable event. update ko kayo on the thing. We're done with that simple education, understanding yung ating, alam mo yun, tinitingnan natin itong ating portfolio. We're evaluating the opportunities ng apartment. Actually, dalawang agents ang nag-update sa akin about properties for sale right now. Isa is 23 units and the other one is 16 units. Dalawang 16 units nasa may downtown malapit sa University of Winnipeg. Number one reason na ayoko sa kanya is the location. Okay, pasensya na kayo talagang pagka hindi magandang location, we will not. Okay? Isa sa criteria natin is to, kung sakasakali man, we wanna exit on the deal and sell it, pagkakaguluhan yung ating property. And when it comes to getting tenants, mabilis tayo makakakuha ng mga tenants. So that's the reason why very particular tayo sa location. Now, another properties in the East Kildonan area, malapit sa inyo, Brian. No, not really. It's actually closer to Monroe. Yeah, malapit sa Monroe. It's the 23-unit apartment block. Kaya lang medyo mataas na yung values. Nung underwriting, hindi siya pasado eh. So 23 units, and again, it's still under what we want pagdating sa number of doors na gusto nating i-acquire. Maybe kung itong 23 units ay maiiwan sa market, we might probably reconsider kasi i-negotiate natin yung price niya. Pero unless that thing happens, we will not. Kasi sa ngayon, meron pa siyang bidding war. The seller is still expecting that the property value might increase. Ang address niya, just for the sake of everybody, malapit to sa, malapit to sa dinadaanan mo, Jason. Ang address niya is, okay, hold on. Sabi ko dun sa agent, ang gusto namin yung 50 units. Sabi niya, okay. It's 535 Gray. That's the address of the building. Robin Hood Manor. Maybe you have seen this. So, ang apartment block na to ay closer to Monroe.
Nadadaanan ko din siya.
Yeah, 535 Gray. Yun ang address niya. Robin Hood Manor. Ang pangalan ng building. Let's see. Kung makikita ko, isi-share ko lang sa inyo. Para magkaroon kayo ng idea how to identify good properties. Kasi mas maganda yung all of us are understanding this, right? Makikita nyo din how lucky are we getting Jefferson. Tignan nyo yung price. Did you see? 3.4 million for 23 units. Okay, for 23 units, 3.4 million divided by 23, that's 147,000 per unit, per door. Pero, tingnan nyo yung facility, how is it? Pag napasok nyo yung Jefferson at makita nyo yung units natin doon, matutuwa kayo dahil that is way better than this one. These are old, classy. Ang loob ng Jefferson is like new built. This one is really old. Diba? 160 plus ang ating Jefferson per unit kung i-compute mo. But yung 20,000 na ika-capital expenditures mo dito sa Gray, hindi ka aabot. It's so less, so cheap para maka-come up ka sa condition similar to the building that we have at Jefferson. So, yun yung advantage. Pagdating sa numbers, hindi siya ganun papasa. Unless mag-reconsider tayo na price, maybe maybe we will gonna consider this. So right now, oops, teka, wait, lumampas na pala sila. Lumampas na pala sila. Nice. Okay. Offer anytime now. We'll see. Ikutan mo nga ito, Jason, just in case. Lapit mo dyan eh. O, diba? Lapit mo dyan. Sa Gray Street.
Meron bang for rent ngayon?
Actually, by the way, the updates ng ating Jefferson, nagkaroon tayo ng 2 vacancies before the end of the year. Pero as of today, may na-approve na ulit na 2 tenants. So, 100% ulit yung ating occupancy. That's good. So, based doon sa ating caretaker, meron na tayo, fill in na yung ating property. So, keep an eye on those properties na somehow makikita nyo na merong sign or minsan makikita mo lang sa bintana pagka ang may-ari ay nagbebenta by himself, mga for sale by owners na mga apartments. Pero alam nyo, kanina ang tinitingnan naming apartment ni Orly, yung naandun sa may papuntang St. Mary's, sa may Assiniboine, tabi ng river. Meron doong isang newly constructed building malapit sa I think that's Gary. I'm not sure, Assiniboine and Gary. And then the other one is on the other side. Parang halos magkapareho yung style ng building. So it's really good. It's really good to keep an eye on those properties. So updates on closing. It's January 16. Ang ating lawyer, also nagkaroon tayo ng funding, nagkaroon tayo ng submission ng ating down payment January 10. Friday on last week. And then a lot of discussions between lawyers tungkol dun sa mga details. Just FYI, ang commercial kasi is really different from residential dahil sa residential may iniintay tayo na turnover ng keys and possession date natin, di ba? So dito, it's ang pinag-uusapan is more on the closing, ano yung mga details na kailangan i-iron out, and then turnover ng title, clean title. So nandun na yung lawyer. Since I know I'm gonna hear any updates by tomorrow morning, kasi I know it's gonna be today na mapa-finalize lahat ng documents. So all in the hands of the lawyers now. Everything is ironed out. Now, ang next natin will be I think January 26 is we have one session before January 26, tama ba? 23, no? Kasi Sunday yung ating family day. So on next Thursday, yun yung another sessions natin. But here's one of the parang suggestions na just in case on the 26th, meron kasi tayong separate room for our venue ng meeting, and we want to document this. Okay, we want to really document this. It's big para sa akin. This is a big accomplishment, and I want to document it. So tayong lahat, I'm gonna send some parang guide, okay, for each and every partner. I just want you to give siguro mga just a minute, kasi di naman tayo magtatagal. It's gonna be more on parang fellowship or informal gathering lang tayo, kwentuhan, makakilala yung family, and it's important na even kaya nga gusto natin kasama yung ating mga anak. Para sa akin, yung synergy, that's super, super important kapag magsisimula ka ng venture. It's really good to get our family involved dahil alam nila kung ano yung magiging direction natin moving forward. Yung ating parang we're making a program. Gumagawa kami ni sister ng program para and Orly wants to have that kind of parang sharing. It will not take a long time. Meron tayong guide na siguro 159 seconds kailangan tapos na yung sharing. Okay? Walang kwentong mahaba. You'll be guided anyways para wala tayong ano doon. Hindi magtatagal mag-speak. But it's something that you can share. That's one of the items doon sa ating program. I think if we were lucky, we're gonna have makapagbigay ng a little bit of congratulatory remark kasi natutuwa yung ating coach in the US that we were able to do it in less than a year time. Parang nang pinag-aralan namin especially, and then they're here, they come on board, and then nagawa ka agad natin. It's a unique opportunity yung nangyari na yun sa group natin. And we raised the funds and everybody is all on board, especially nung last week. It's a very good experience. That will be part of our January 26. And yung a short time na ma-share natin sa ating mga anak, yung ating nakita dito. And hopefully, this will become a seed to them na, ang ginagawa pala ni mom and dad is this. Okay, so something like that. I know si Jason, it's totally exceptional. Like, Jason, meron may sasama sa 26. Like, oo nga no. Solo to eh. So, anyway.
Wala, solong katawan muna ako.
Yeah, that's right. But what a big inspiration. Kahit sa amin dalawa ni Orly, inspiration namin yung CJ. Na kahit solo, he's doing not many people are doing, right? So good job, Jason. So yun yung ating January 26. Hopefully by the end of the month, we can come up with a recap on the financials and those kind of stuff. Kasi for sure, ang first 3 months natin dito is stabilization. So titingnan natin how is it, ano na yung nangyari. Financially, we're gonna be very, very transparent. Yun ang gagawin natin sa group. Kung ano yung first month of operation. First month natin is not first month. It's not 30 days, I would say. It is just a fraction of January. And then we'll have the whole February. And then we'll have the whole March. Okay? But before the end of January, I would say, hinahanap ko si sister kasi nire-request ko siya na mag-talk about dun sa RRSP opportunity niya. Kasi remember, I don't know if you have listened to the recording. Kasi ang dami nagtatanong kahit mga hindi pa natin kasama sa partnership. They are asking yung question na, paano wala naman kaming pera o utangin din namin yung aming pang-invest? Anong benefits sa amin nun? Right? Ang daming ganong klaseng questions. And I was like, they don't really see the point here. And hindi nila parang ay alam yung idea na, the bank will gonna help us invests, the government will gonna give us tax benefits. Hindi nila nakikita yon. And it's really as in a normal cycle ng buhay natin. Hindi naman talaga natin basta-basta maiintindihan to unless we explore yung business side or magkaroon tayo ng investment. Doon natin yan maiintindihan. But yung RRSP kasi that I shared with you on that recording, ginagawa na namin to ever since this program started with BMO. Kasi BMO yung aming somehow ka-partner na matagal na with Landmel. And yung manager ng BMO and my accountant are really good friends. Sabi niya, siya yung nag-advise sa akin na, Mel, i-explore mo to. Kasi without application, credit bureau check, or whatever, the bank is giving, BMO is giving 7,500 ready, ang tawag nila is ready line. It's ready for you to invest in your RRSP. Okay? So, anong benefits natin doon? If we take advantage of that, yung RRSP natin na 7,500 na yon, that we're gonna contribute before the end of February, kasi that's the deadline, that will count towards our income noong 2024. Pag ginawa mo yon, it will generate tax refund. So, that tax refund is, of course, ang daming question na that, yes, that is a loan. Kasi
30% tax refund.
yeah, ang tax refund mo doon. So, sabihin na lang natin, depende yan, Mike, sa bracket mo ng tax. So, if you're on the 26% na tax bracket or 29%, whatever, 30%, yun yung mari-refund mo. Kasi majority of you, well, I would say all of you na nandito sa call are employees. And even myself, empleyado ako ng Landman. So I have my own I have my T4 too. Ganun ang setup ko sa kumpanya ko. And wala tayong kawala sa withholding tax. Correct? Ang ating income na tinatanggap every single month is deducted na yan ng tax mo, proportionate every month. Para at the end of the year, you will not pay any. Or kung magbayad ka man, konti lang, or baka may sobra pa. But intentionally, ito yung gagawin natin. That's the word. Intentionally, magse-set up tayo ng RRSP, and that will give us a refund, okay? Especially those na nag-borrow ng money to invest. This refund, you're gonna keep, okay? And then help you pay out yung inyong whatever monthly requirements nyo doon sa inutang yung money or whatever. Okay? So, ganun nyo siya gagamitin. Of course, magbabayad tayo. Depende sa isinet up natin, like 24 months to pay para maliit lang yung required nating monthly payments or bi-weekly payments. So, it all depends on your discretion. Kasi nagsiset up ka ng RRSP fund, that is actually a retirement fund. That's yours. And then, napapakinabangan natin yung tax refund natin. That is one of the ways. Si Sister Berna kasi meron din siyang ganong klase na fund for an RRSP. I just asked her to share it sa group. Kailang mukhang meron pa siyang meeting kasi sa client today. So on hers naman, there is actually an application, and I believe there is a credit check for you to qualify. Pero majority of the time daw, it is an approved, parang halos 100% approval. So, ito yung mga facility na sinasabi namin na if you know how to manipulate, paikutin mo yung funds, you're gonna find out that you can take advantage of the OPM, yung tinatawag na other people's money, by using this. Okay? Ang nagiging problema kasi ng marami, pag hindi alam gamitin to, yung refund na nage-generate nila, ginagastos for personal use. That's a big no kapag ginawa niyo tong ganitong scheme. Okay? Paparusahan niyo ang sarili niyo magbayad. So, we are telling you this kasi this is the way that you can use other people's money. Ang ating ininvest dito sa ating capital in acquiring Jefferson, magre-reflect pa to by next year. Pero itong RRSP contributions na to, mapapakinabangan nyo current. Kasi this, when it generates you refund, at least may buffer fund ka pambayad doon sa whatever interest na mag-a-accrue sa'yo over the years. Hindi ka mahihirapan. Okay? May buffer ka. So, that's how it is. OPM, it will generate refund. So, see how the financial institutions is helping you out set up an investment. And at the same time, the government is helping you on the refund side of things. Diba? So, ganun dapat nyo nilalaro ang mga opportunities. It's not something na kailangan personal natin gagamitin. Again, this is not the right time para bumili tayo or gumastos tayo. This is the time for us to invest and reinvest. Ganun ang gagawin natin. And it will not take long. 2 years, 3 years down the road, you'll see. Baka hindi matatapos ang taon to, makikita nyo how the money will flow. But it's a small thing pa. Hindi pa ganun kalaki. But you'll see how it will flow. I remember my first experience na nagkaroon ako ng rental property. Ang umuupa lang, nakakatuwa. Ang umuupa lang every month is nakakatanggap lang ako ng parang 265, 500 something sa rent. Ang saya-saya ko na kasi hindi kasi galing sa akin yung pinaghirapan. Alam mo yon, parang galing siya dun sa building na binili namin na nag-generate siya ng monthly rent. Although it's not a net rent na natatanggap namin, but I mean, getting something na hindi mo pinaghirapan, parang ang sarap ng pakiramdam. You're gonna experience that here on our first acquisition. 100% na once na na-stabilize tayo, target natin in the next 3 months by March. So April, hopefully we can start our distribution depending sa gagawin natin. We're gonna be very transparent paano dun sa pagdating sa costing kasi syempre every time we distribute, it will entail costs dahil sa ginagawang reporting. But at the end of the day, that's our target. Okay? So I think that's everything that I will need to share. And if you have any other questions, seeing none. Okay. All right. So we'll see you next week. Happy investing and looking forward to getting, may nakalimutan ako. Sinasabi ni Orly na focus on something that will generate more income. Let's say, meron kayong on the side na business na ginagawa, do more of it. Kami in our real estate, may mga projects. Okay, may mga projects kami, mga clients and some other projects na nagpapagawa ng washroom, nagpapagawa ng kitchen, nagpapagawa ng flooring. Meron na tayong dito, si Bro Edwin marunong na mag-flooring. Just kidding. Pang sarili lang daw. But anyways, kung may mga ganon, at marunong naman kayo, like si Joel marunong magawa. So, meron tayong ganong klaseng group that can help out. Okay, may magpapagawa ng kitchen. Expert doon yung anak ko sa kitchen. So, we will gonna explore opportunities outside the box. Hindi tayo yung tipong masyado lang nakapokus lang tayo sa ano yung daily routines natin. Right? So, focus on things that will generate more kasi yun ang gagamitin kasi natin toward the future acquisitions that we're gonna get, right? Diretso pa rin kami sa pagkuha ng mga properties na ipiflip. Andun pa na ng real estate ko. Ako pa rin si Mel na nagbebenta ng mga bahay. Tumutulong sa pagbebenta ng house. Pagtulong sa mga buyers na mamili ng bahay. So, yung ganon. So, we're just gonna grow that exponentially. Kung merong marunong, majority sa atin ay employees and meron tayong mga networks of friends na so anything that we can do to serve them, keep in touch. Okay? May magpapagawa ng ganito. Tawag nito, may mga financial advice na kailangan itong mga kliyent, mga makikilala na friends or andiyan si Ate Berna. Okay? So whatever business we have, palakihin natin. Okay, palakihin natin. Don't be quiet. Marunong ka naman palang gumawa ng tubo or ng tubo. Mag-plumbing. Marunong ka naman pala mag-plumbing. Marunong naman pala kayong mag-electrical. O, di ba? Let's explore opportunities outside the box. Kasi doon tayo magkakaroon ng additional income that we can reinvest. So, make more money, store money, so we can invest more. Okay? Do not buy anything without cash flow. Kaya kaming mga girls na mahilig sa bag at sapatos, hindi kami makakabili ngayon kasi walang cash flow yun. O, di ba? So, yun namang mga boys na mahilig sa cars, wala munang bibili ng kotse kasi walang cash flow yun. Okay? Pag meron na tayong income, galing sa cash flow ng building natin, yun ang pambibili natin para tax write-off. Sister, nag-share ako about the RRSP. Can you add on it para magkaroon sila ng idea? So at least ikaw mismo yung magsasabi.
Oh, you know what? Before I start, I had a meeting with this family and I gave them the overview of what we're doing. And is very interested. Sasama pa daw niya dalawa niyang kapatid. So tatlo siyang a-attend sa Tuesday.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. They said they're really they want to do this. I mean yung mga single family or mga duplex. But when I told them yung advantage ng ganito, I said, oh, I'm very interested.
Okay, sounds
So
good.
I have their email. I'm gonna forward, or maybe send me the link next time.
Pwede na.
And then Okay, with regards to RRSP,
Yeah.
okay, well, you still have up to February 28 to buy, and it's still counted for 2024. So depending on your bracket nyo, so kung if you're making 100,000, so maybe you can 40% or 35 or 36% of your ang inyong mare-refund.
Nice.
So it's very good. Some people take advantage also yung mga hindi pa nagbili ng kanilang hindi naka-full, hindi naka-max. And if you can do it, na pwede kayong mag-loan. Pwede kayong mag-loan ng, let's say you have a room for, let's say, 30,000. You can make a loan. Pwedeng payable ng 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Depende kung anong gusto nyo. But may interest pag nag-loan. But I think yung re-refund ninyo is more than what you can pay. You will pay for the interest naman. Dating pag loan is like you have to make sure that you can handle the monthly. That's why when I do it with my client, so I show them how much is it, if it's 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, for example. Yeah, RRSP for me it's a very good vehicle too because of the tax break. For me and my husband, isa yon sa tool na tumulong sa amin para makapag-decide na makapag-retire ng maaga, not at 65. Kasi pwede natin gamitin yon on top of yung pwedeng gamitin sa kung first-time home buyers or kung halimbawa mag-aaral kayo, pwedeng utangin. Pwede rin pang bridge ng gap sa retirement. So, like for me, I retire at 56 sa full-time ko. And my husband retired at age of 58. But we want to make sure na if in case na hindi enough yung pension o kaya itong mga part-time ko, there is money that we can withdraw yung sa RRSP. And ngayon, ginagamit namin pag magta-travel kami. Kasi pagka naiwan mo din, pag age 71 ka na, lahat ng RRSP mo, the government will ask you to put that into retirement income fund. So, kailangan mo na yung withdrawin ng paunti-unti. Whether you want it annually or monthly or quarterly, depending kung saan nyo kinuha yung RRSP. Pero yun nga, yung ginagawa namin, ina-schedule lang namin na, okay, let's say 10,000 for a trip this year. Or ginagamit namin unti-unti para hindi ka matax ng bigla. Kasi if you withdraw everything, matatax. Babawiin nila yung refund mo, yung na-refund mo. So, kung ang tax bracket mo ay 35%, if you put in 1,000, parang ang puhunan mo lang ay 650 sa 1,000. Kasi yung 350, ibabalik ni CRA through your refund or bababa yung babayaran mo. Maganda kung na-refund mo yung na-refund mo, you save it again. It's either put it again into RRSP or into TFSA. Yun. Or ibayad sa utang na may interest. Kung interesado kayo to tingnan natin. Let's book an appointment. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, hindi ako naka-join.
That's okay. I know you have an appointment na.
Yeah. Overtime na nga yun kasi anong oras yun Anong oras na ngayon?
Exactly. So, meron kayong additional
Yes.
idea na na-discuss kasi kaya it becomes longer.
Yeah, and I think they're very interested to join to know more about the
Keep sharing yung link natin ng Tuesday kasi ang dami talaga gustong maintindihan yung idea ng multifamily investing. Kasi nga instead na isa lang ang bili natin, bakit hindi marami, 'di ba?
Yes. And I have a nurse, I have also a nurse na client kanina na interested too. So, I might have, kung pupunta sila lahat, 5. Ayun.
Yeah, and you had 2 last meetings. So, yeah, we'll keep in touch doon sa ating discussions kasi tuwan-tuwa sila kapag pinag-uusapan yung numbers. Doon nila naiintindihan yung how the mechanics of buying more instead of just a single family. So,
I only discuss like overview sa mga taong pwede kong pag-sharean. They can grasp it agad na this is a good idea. So, yeah. So,
yeah, we're in the right track. We're in the right track.
God will guide us along the way talaga para tuloy-tuloy ang ating ilang units?
500 units.
500 units. 500 units.
500 units. Sige. Okay. I think we're good for today. We'll see you by next week. Okay. Sige. Have a good night.
Ay, walang picture ngayon.
Dapat
Ngayon ko naman ako nandito.
kailangan may picture daw. Teka
Dali,
muna.
dali, magpipicture daw.
I think si Bro Edwin
Sino ba nagpipicture?
oh, diba? Let's do the 10x.
Hindi ako marunong ng picture. Sino? Ay,
Okay, sige. Game.
sino,
1.
sino pipicture?
Okay. 10x. Okay. Good. Alright. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Have a good night.